Yo, in this video I'll be showing you how I made a double jump system in Roblox Studio, and I think this video is just in general beneficial if you're a scripter or a beginner scripter and you want to know how scripters actually do things. So let's get started. Right now I'm in a workspace in Roblox Studio, and first of all I started by making a starter player script, and I know that has to be a character script because double jump affects direct to the player's character. So I made a local script, and whilst I was doing this I was just scrolling around because I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, and I found this. Someone in the Roblox Lua documentation, as they were explaining the humanoid state type, they already made a jump script, double jump script. So what I did was I just copy pasted it. And then I checked, does it have everything? Yep, and then I just checked if it worked, which it does, but as you can see, I don't know, someone got lazy whilst they were working and they didn't feel like fixing this. And because I don't want my players to be able to jump as many times as they want, I figured I should have to add my own addition. So double jump enabled, and then I'll have a local amount jump or whatever. And we'll start at 0. And then, actually let me run through that script real quick. So it's getting the user input service and the character, because it's in starter player local character scripts. It's gonna find the character, and then the humanoid will be in the character, and you'll wait for the humanoid, and then you'll have this double jump enabled, which the way they're using it is to check first. Here they're checking if the player is jumping, and if the double jump is on false, it'll wait and it'll get the humanoid state. And then in 0.2 seconds the player should be falling, in which case they'll enable double jumping. So you'll know that the character has jumped and is now falling, and that way you know that they can now double jump. And then they have an else if condition. If the player lands, they'll reset their ability to double jump, so they'll turn it on false. And now they're checking if you hit your space bar, and then they're checking if you're already in free fall, which if you are, hence if double jump enabled. So if double jump enabled is true, then it will get your humanoid state, and if it's not jumping, it'll check it again here. Then it will change the humanoid state to jumping, so now you'll jump. And then it's doing this task.spawn thing, which, imagine like opening another place where it's going to run the rest of the script. So it's just turning double jump enabled on false, kind of in a parallel script. So this thing can continue, but so whatever happens here, it continues normally, because this happens in a task.spawn. But it opens sort of it runs the script, the rest of the script elsewhere, so it doesn't stop the flow of this script. So that's what task.spawn does, and this is called threading. I think it's a more advanced topic. I just figured out about it. Let me actually open the documentation. So it does this parallel Lua U, which is essentially threading, and by default scripts execute sequentially, meaning that it goes from part 1 or line 22 to line 23, line 24 to line 26, and so on and so forth. But with parallel programming, it lets things happen, like many things happen at once. And often it speeds up your code. But as I was saying, I need to restrict the amount that the player can jump. And for that, as the humanoid has landed, we'll reset the amount they've jumped back to 0, because we don't want to, well, obviously we don't want to be counting their jumps when they've already landed. And then here they jump because of the double jump system. So at the same time we can just turn amount jumped and add 1 to it. And now we don't want to let the player jump unless their amount jumped is lower than whatever we want. So even if double jump is enabled, we need another condition if amount jumped is less than, and now you can choose how many jumps you'd like the players to have. So if you do 1, they won't get any, they won't get any jumps. But if you do 2, that means they'll, if you do 1, I think they should only get one double jump. Yeah, see. So even though I'm hitting my spacebar, I won't be able to jump more than twice. Or like the normal jump and then the double one. So what this means is the amount jumped is essentially amount of extra jumps. That might actually be a better name. We can call it extra jumps. And whilst I was doing this, I was thinking, what about the mobile players? Will they be able to double jump? And now, once again, because programmers are lazy, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. So the first thing I did was I went to ChatGPT and I asked it to check how I can get user input when a mobile player taps the jump button. And they gave me this, which I just, once again, I copy-pasted. And then I pasted it in the same script. So now if the player is mobile, we'll never get a key code space from them, because an iPad doesn't have a space bar. Or at least not a space bar that works elsewhere than the chat. And what this does is it understands that we have user input service, so the player did something, and this time the player touched their screen. And now it's checking where the jump button is, and it does that by getting the jump button, which is in the player's GUI if they are a mobile player, and then they get the frame. And the frame is essentially what measures where the button lies, so it's something like this, and if you click anywhere on it, you've touched the frame. And then here it's checking if there is a jump button, and then it is trying to look for the absolute position, which I'm assuming is wherever the jump button is. And then you get the local touch position, so you're checking where the player touched. And then you're checking if the touch position and the jump button positions align, and if they do, you get here. And then here we can just run the same code that we did earlier, which is this one. And there we have it. Now iPad players should be able to also jump. There you have it. This is essentially how a scripter works. They do very little code on their own. Some definitely do more, and I happened to get lucky because I found the jumping script, but if I hadn't found it, I'd probably had to have done the humanoid state change stuff on my own. Obviously, I would have used ChatGPT or asked on a server if I was unsure about something, but most scripters definitely have older projects and they just take code from there, and then as I demonstrated, I'd modify it according to my needs. So if I want the players to only to be able to jump once, then I'd change that. And yeah, if you actually need a double jump, here's the code. Copy it very carefully. I might actually be able to paste it in a paste bin, and then you can get it from the description down below. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.